If you have open water containers on your property, the best thing you could possibly do is Good morning, everybody. Today we're talking about a little safety on the homestead. This goes for actually any location where you have standing water. The big topic of conversation around the United States this year has been mosquito-borne diseases. If you have open water containers on your property, the best thing you could possibly do is either dump the water out of them, or if, like us, you're actually collecting water for use for irrigation, do something to make it safe. Now, I am not sponsored by this company. I do not get a dime out of this deal. I bought these at a big box store. It's called Mosquito Dunks. This is an organic, safe, biological mosquito control. It has BT in it, which is the same thing that you use on plants that are having problems with caterpillars munching them out. It works by simply being eaten by the bugs, and then it kills them. They either, in the case of the caterpillars, they stop eating and they just die, but it keeps them from becoming mosquitoes. Now, we have this open. Our other water collection is in a closed tank. The water comes directly off the gutters and goes down into the tank. So we don't have to worry about mosquitoes getting in there. But with West Nile virus and dengue fever, and it depends on where you are, but there's all kinds of really nasty stuff out there. It just makes sense to be safe and eliminate the source of mosquitoes. Also, if you have pets, we just had Jack in for his regular yearly checkup. He's had his test to make sure he doesn't have heartworm. Mosquitoes carry heartworm. We want to eliminate the silly things. Even though he's on meds for it, it just seems like a good thing to not push your luck. So all you have to do with these things is follow the instructions. I will wash my hands when I'm done putting it on, and I'm not going to sit here and chew on it. But other than that, it's a pretty darn safe thing. It specifically attacks the mosquitoes, and this little guy just literally floats in here. If you're in a situation where you have flowing water, you have a hole in the middle, and you can tie it to something so that they won't float away. But all we have to do is dump it in. Now, this says that one of these is good for 25 to 100 square feet of surface. I normally put one in at the beginning of the season, and I still monitor the container. Once in a rare while, the container does overflow, but we've honestly never had these float out. If you're in a situation where they could float out, you need to, like I say, tie them in place or pin them in place. That you can also stick that on a little nail or something like that to keep it in place. So all I have to do is dump this in here, and it will dissolve slightly in the water and kill the mosquito larvae. I know we have mosquito larvae in here. I've actually been watching this winter for when they showed up. When I lived in California, I used to have assortment of pails and things around the yard that would collect water, but I was out there every day in the garden, and what I would do is I'd wait until they had mosquito larvae and then I would dump them out, because that in and of itself is a control. I mean, you're getting rid of the larvae so that they're not going to be turning into mosquitoes. It will not hurt your birds if they come in to drink it. The only thing they don't recommend you do it is in containerized standing water that you're going to actually be drinking yourself, but it's not a problem to have it around places like this. It won't hurt the birds or anything. So all I'm going to do is dunk it in there, and it just floats on top, and I will monitor this to make sure that somehow it hasn't worn out or floated out over the course of the year. This is now safe for the year. I can say that from previous experience, that we have never had it kind of wear out. They say that one of these is good for up to 100 square feet of water, and at least for 30 days or longer. Now, sometimes our container dries out completely, so when that happens, obviously it's not using the stuff up. It'll still be there for when the mosquitoes come again, when we get water. So I hope this gives you an idea. It's really important to be aware of what kind of environmental hazards you're creating in your own yard by having standing water and high brush and things like that. We keep our brush and everything else cut back here because it's a fire hazard for us. But we try and monitor our water and make sure that we're not producing any kind of biohazards for ourselves or our animals by creating sources for mosquitoes or other nasty critters to multiply. So hopefully this is a useful piece of information for you. I'll hold that up again so everybody can see what it is. And we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye. Mile west